Hi everybody, today we'll be solving this paper 0606-2022, this specific paper 2023. So I'll be putting in some pages, using pictures, but that shouldn't really concern you much, so let's begin. Let me just remove all of these, and let me also open up the formula sheet. So let's begin. So a straight line passes through these points. Find the point of intersection. So to find the gradient, we will do first this minus this and this minus this. So 29 minus 23 or minus 8 minus 4, which is 6 over minus 12, and this will give us minus 1/2. And by the way, I'm currently working somewhere noisy, so that's why you might hear this voice, this noise a bit often, so I hope we can manage with it. So we need to find the point of intersection, so we need to find the line, the equation of the line. So this is the raw form. Now I'll put this point in. So 23 is equals to minus 2 plus c. So c is equals to 25. So y is basically just 25 minus half of x. And we need to find where it intersects 2x plus 5. So 5 you can subtract on this side. So we're left with 20 equals 5 halves of times x. So x will be equals to 40 by 5, which is 8. So x is equals to 8, and then we can plug it into this equation. So 2 times 8 is 16, and 16 plus 5 is 21. So you can write that p is 8, 21. ANS. Then coming to part B. Find the distance of P from the origin. So distance formula, what is the distance formula? x2 minus x1 whole squared plus y2 minus y1 whole squared. So how do you do this? So d, I can say that is the square root of 8 minus 0 whole squared plus 21 minus 0 whole squared. And if I take the square root of this thing, so I'll be left with 8 square plus 21 square, which is 8 square plus 21 square, so you have to square root that. So this is 505 square rooted. Yeah, 505 has been square rooted. So this is like the exact distance, but if we want to move one step further, so we could write that as 22.47 units. ANS. Okay, then let's move on to question number 2. Find the non-zero value of k for which the tangent, this is a tangent. So if you notice, they've said it's a non-zero value of k. So what I'm expecting that one of the values of k should be 0. So I'm expecting for a quadratic equation to appear, and how I'll show you that in just a minute. Yeah, so y is equals to mx plus c. So if I say that let's say I have minus 2x, and then I have minus 6k minus 1. So these two are literally the same thing. So this is in the form y is equals to mx plus c. The other y is x squared plus 2kx. so k are constant. So I could say that minus 2x minus 6k minus 1 is equals to x squared plus 2kx. So I could take this thing all the way over to there. So I'll get x squared and then 2k plus 2x and then 6k plus 1 as a constant. So notice how I've written this. A, if I were to write this in the form A is x squared plus bx plus c. So this familiarly looks like that A is 1, B looks like 2k plus 2 and C looks like 6k plus 1. So if we try and solve this, so we want that the discriminant or b square minus 4ac is less than 0. So 2k plus 2 whole square minus 4 into 6k plus 1 must be, oh, since it's a tangent, it must be actually equals to 0, sorry. So we just need to solve this quadratic. So 4k square plus 8k plus 4 minus 24k minus 4 equals 0. So 4k square minus 16k must equal 0. So if you factor out 4k, so 4k into k minus 4 equals 0. So either 4k equals 0, so k is equals to 0. However, we said that, by the way, if you plug in k is equals to 0 in both of these, so minus 2x minus 1 will be this, and then this will be x squared. So minus 2x minus 1 is a tangent to the curve x squared, which I'm guessing it should be, but since they've told us for the non-zero value of k, however, they want non-zero value of k. So I'm highlighting in the same color that we used to highlight with, and then k minus 4 equals 0. So k is equals to 4. This will be our answer. Okay, then moving on to this. So we cannot use a calculator, fine. So a cylinder has the radius this and the volume this. What is the value of its height? Give your answer. So basically this question is not complicated at all. It's like barely related to mensuration. So a cylinder, you should remember that it has a curved surface area of 2 pi r h and a volume of, so let me write that down, the important part, that v is equals to pi r squared h. So pi into 16 plus 9 root 3 is the same thing as pi into 2 plus root 3 whole square times h. So these pi and this pi cancel out. So now if we look at this separately, so I can find out what this is, which is 4 plus 4 square root 3 plus 3. So 7 plus 4 root 3. So h must therefore be equals to 16 plus 9 root 3 over 7 plus 4 root 3. Now you might be wondering why in the world would they actually ask us to not use a calculator. Well, they asked us to do this because that if we did use a calculator, what's gonna happen is that, we're not going to show our working, first thing, and then second thing, do not using a calculator basically means that you have to show how you're going to rationalize the denominator. Because if you don't know how to rationalize the denominator, then you're like literally going to lose 2 marks on this question for no specific reason. So how to rationalize the denominator? Well, you write something like this. on both sides. So now you see here there's a positive plus sign, so then you have to multiply it by the minus sign. Then you multiply both sides by 7 minus 4 over 3. 7 minus 4 over 3. Divide this whole thing. So h, if I expand this out, 16 times 7. So, well, 16 times 5 is 80. And then 80 plus 32 must be 112. So 112. And then we have 16 minus 4, so minus 64, and then 9 times 9 is 81. Sorry, 7 times 7 is 49, and then add 14 to that. So it's 50 plus 13, 63. So 63 minus 64. They only have difference of 1. Seriously. And then 9 times 4 is 36, and then 36 times 3 is 72, and then 72 plus 36 is like doing 100 plus 8, 108. I think, what was it? 9 times 4 times root 3 squared. Yeah, it should be 108. Minus 108. And yeah, if you divide this by, so this will be 49, and then when you multiply this thing and then this thing, so the positive and negatives, they cause it to cancel out. So basically this is just 49 minus 16 is 48. So basically this thing all big is like demolished into dust. So the exact value will be 6 root 3 meters. If it's in meters, yeah, it's in meters. Okay, then let's move on to the next question. So for the following equations, we don't have just one but two equations. So how do you do this? So first you should remember that a raised by m whole thing raised by n can be written as a raised by m times n. So e raised by x plus 1 whole thing squared is like saying that, okay, e raised by 2x plus 2. So I could write e raised by 2x plus 2 as e raised by 2x times e squared. And then, so this is this thing. And then same thing goes for square root e raised by x. I could write that as e raised by x raised by half, which is just like saying e raised by half x. So I have e raised by 2x plus 2 over e raised by half x. And then all of this equals 10. So if now you can try this with the calculator. If I do like 3 raised by 5 upon 3 over 3 squared, that will be 3 cubed. Why? Because 5 minus 2 equals 3. Similarly, if I have like e times e times pi whole thing raised by 69 over e times pi whole thing raised by 67. 69. Now don't start the 69 and 67 joke, please. So all of this is e pi raised by square. Why? Because 69 minus 67 is 2. So the same thing goes here. I could say that this is 3 over 2x plus 2 equals 10. So likely they're going to be asking for like an exact answer. So 3 over 2x plus 2 equals the ln of 10. So 3 over 2x is equals to ln 10 minus 2. So x is equals to 2 ln 10 minus 4 over 3. Or you could factor out the 2. Or we could write that as in 100 over minus 4 over 3, for example. And all of these examples, there you can like find the value of x in decimal, which is like 0.202 to 3 significant figures. Answer. Okay, then let's move on to the next question. The next part. So solve this. So do you know how to solve this? I bet you don't. So here this is basically, you need to know how to solve logs, like the log solving change stuff. So this, how do you solve this? Well, 2 log base 9 of y can be written as log base 9 of y squared. If I say this specifically, then, and I know that if I do log base a of b minus log base a of c will be equals to log base a of b over c. So then you're in good hands. Why are you in good hands? Because you'll realize quickly that, oh, this whole complicated expression is just 9 squared over 4y minus 9. Okay, I do know it still feels a bit complicated, but really it isn't. So this is half. So now you should remember that log base a of b is equals to c, so then b will always be equals to a raised by c. So using this rule, so this thing must be equals to 9 raised by half, and y squared over, so 9 raised by half is just 3, which is like squared 9 is 3. So y squared is equals to 12y minus 27. So y squared minus 12y plus 27 is equals to 0. So you can find the two values of y. So y equals something or y equals something. So I'm going to use my calculator, but you can also factorize and find the value yourself. So y is 3 or y is 9. Now let's just like double check. So if you put 3 in, so 4 times 3 is 12. 12 minus, yeah, that works. And log of 3, yeah, that both work. Okay, then what do you have? I think question number 5, next question. Yeah. So find the equation of the normal to this curve at this point. So to find the normal, you just need to like take dy by dx. I'm going to explain the steps. So first step is to like take dy by dx. So that will be 3x squared. And then 7x squared differentiates to 14x. And 12x differentiates to 12, and any constants differentiate to 0. So in this case, minus 5 as a constant, so that differentiates to 0. So x1 you can find. So this 3 plus 12 is 15. 15 minus 1 is 16, minus 14 is 1. So perpendicular, so if this is a tangent, so this is the tangent, and this is the no. So This is -1. It's x plus c. Y equals to -x plus 2. X. So where does the normal cut the x cube is 7x squared is 12x. X minus 1 is a factor, so find the factor. X minus 1, so x cube minus 7x squared plus 13x minus 7. We can factorize this. This 6x squared and 13x and this 6x, this minus 6x squared plus 6x x squared minus 6x plus 7. How do you solve this? So 6 plus minus root b squared minus 4 into a into c divided by 2a and 2. So 4 times 7 is 28, and then 36 minus 28 is 8. So 8 can be written as 2 root 2. 6 plus minus 2 root 2 by 2 is equals to 3 plus minus root 2. Question 6. Three 2 x plus 2 whole squared over x. So what's happening? This is 4x and 4. This is divided by x. So 3 to x plus 4 plus 4 over x dx. X is root to 4x plus 4 ln x. Nine over 2, 12, then 4 ln 3, minus 2, minus 8, minus 4 ln 2. So this is 13 over 2, and this is 4 ln 3 over 2. So find the expression of velocity. So remember this, that v and then a. So what to do to convert from one to another? I'm gonna write it down. So this you have to differentiate with respect to t. This you have to integrate with respect to t. Same thing goes here. Differentiate, integrate. So what do we have here? We have that s is equals to 1.5 e to the 2t plus 2 e to the minus 2t and minus t. So when differentiating, you bring this power down for e, and then the power will always remain the same. So v will be equals to 3 e to the 2t minus 4 e to the 2 minus 2t, and then minus 1, and then a will be equals to 6 e to the 2t plus 8 e to the minus 2t, and since constant differentiate to 0, so since they ask for only these two, so this will be our answer. Then moving on to part B. So what is the time in seconds when the particle is at rest? So when the particle is at rest, what we do is that we want to find when is v equals to 0. So let me just copy paste v over here. So I can let u is equals to e to the 2t. So I know that if I raise anything to the power minus 1, it becomes 1 over that thing. So e to the 2t raised by minus 1 is just 1 over u. So I could say that 3u minus 4 over u minus 1 equals 0. So 3u squared minus u minus 4 must equal 0. So I need to find what is the value of u. So 3 minus 1 minus 4. So u is either 4 by 3 or u is equals to minus 1. So now if you sketch out e to the 2t, it looks somewhat like this. This is the y-axis and this is the x-axis. So y is equals to 0 is the asymptote. It can't, e to the 2t can't go any lower than this. E to the kt, e to the kx, where x is any variable and k is any constant that is greater than 0, that is. And so for u is e to the square 2t must equals 4 over 3. So t must equal half ln 4 over 3. Whereas for this other one, for this other t value, e to the 2t equals minus 1, so t is undefined. So t is undefined, so t must then equals half ln 4 over 3. So we can calculate this, so half ln 4 over 3. This is 0.144 seconds. Let me fix that, 0.144 seconds to like 3 significant figures. ANS. So we're almost done with the paper. Just a couple more questions to go. It's as if I've been like cheating the whole way. I mean, this paper is like a short paper, to be fair. And I've only done like how many pages? Only done like, I was on I think 352 page number. From 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is like 5, and like literally on the 6th page, and we're on question 8. We've done more questions than pages right now. So curve has this equation. What is the dy by dx? So I could say that u equals x, and I could say that v is equals to sine 2x. Let me fix that. I would say that v equals sine 2x. So u prime is 1 and v prime is 2 cos 2x. So u prime v and then v prime u, same thing. So this you could write as 2x cos 2x plus sine 2x. It's like writing u cos u plus sine u, where u equals cos 2x. So yeah, we're done with 8a. I think this. Find the equation of the tangent of the curve at x equals pi by 4. Find so at x equals to pi by 4. So basically it's like cos and sine of pi by 2. So cos of pi by 2 is 0, and sine of pi by 2 is 1. So dy by dx is literally just equals to 1. And then we need to find at x pi upon 4 what is the value of y. So sine of pi by 2 is again 1, so it should be pi by 4. Yeah, pi by 4. So y is equal to x plus c, and pi by 4 minus 1 is equals to c. So y is equals to like x plus pi upon 4 minus 1. And pi upon 4 minus 1 by the way is like minus 0.215 to like 3 significant figures. ANS. Use your answer to part A to find the exact value of this thing. So these usually you find a bit hard. So I'm gonna show you a new method which is really simple and easy. So I hope you do know how to integrate. So what you need to do simply is you need to say something as u and something as v prime. So I'm gonna take that u is 2x, so u prime will be 2, and then from v prime you'll have to integrate to v, so cos 2x. Some half sine 2x would differentiate to cos 2x. So this thing, the integral of this thing is simply just going to be u times v first. So this will be x sine 2x, x sine 2x, let me write that down. And then obviously you can like apply the limits of pi over 6 and 0 minus the integral of the limits you have, or if there's no limits then it's just an indefinite integral of v times u prime. So this will be sine 2x right now dx. And I think sine 2x, no, we didn't do the integral of sine 2x. So if you like do the integral of minus cos 2x, since cos differentiates, minus cos differentiates to sine, so sine will be integrated to minus cos. It's just the other way around. So I could say I have x sine 2x plus, because I have a minus over here, so plus half cos 2x, and I just need to put in the values, so pi over 6 and 0. So sine of pi over 3 is like root 3 over 2, so pi root 3 over 12, weird, but okay. And then cos of pi over 3 is half, so plus 1 quarters, so sine of 0 is 0, so minus 0, and then cos of 0 is 1, so minus half. This is like pi root 3 over 12 minus 1/4. And by the way, you can write, I mean you can't really write down because the in decimals, because they wanted the exact value. So you can write down the decimals somewhere, and then you can type in the integral into the calculator and see if the values match. So here the values do match, so I'm gonna call this a success. Okay, then 9. So an arithmetic progression has 12 times the sum of the first 3 is minus 36 and the last 3 is 72. So I'm just gonna write down. So if I had like 7 times, so the last 3 would be a plus 4d, then 5, and then 6d. It would be my 5th, 6th, and 7th times. Whereas, so the sum of the first 3, so a plus d plus a plus 2d equals minus 36. So 3a plus 3d equals minus 36. So a plus d equals minus 12. We'll call this equation A. Then the last 3 times, so I'll have a plus 9d as my 10th term, a plus 10d, and then a plus 11d. So you might be thinking like, bro, why is this guy writing like for 10 you have 9d, for 11 you have 10? Well, you see, for the second time we don't write a plus 2d, we write a plus d. Third, a plus 2d. So fourth, 3d. Fifth, 4d. Sixth, 5d, and so on and so forth. So this will be 72, which is like multiply by minus 2 of that answer of the 3a plus 3d. So this time we have 3a, and then 9 plus 10 plus 11, let me sum that, is 30d. So this is all equals to 72. So we know that a plus 10d is 24. Yep. So I can, if I call this equation b, so if I subtract b from a, so I know that 9d is like 36, so d is equals to 4. And I think they want the first and the common difference, so I could write that a is equals to, so a plus 4 equals minus 12, so a equals minus 16. That will be the answer. You can put it into the second equation to check. So does 40 minus 16 equals 24? Yes, it does. So I'll call this one a success as well. Then let's move on to the next part. Did I even touch the picture? Okay, then part B. So the first three terms are 1, 1.2 and 1.44. What is the 1, then 1.2, then 1.44. So I know, so I could do 1.44 or 1.2, which is 6/5. So 1 into 6/5 times 6/5 and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's what's happening. So R is just 1.2 over 1, which is 6/5. So what is the sum of the first n times that is greater than 500? So basically now we're saying that for what value of R is 1 minus 1.2 to the n over minus 0.2 greater than 500. So if I multiply both sides by negative, so this will be like less than, and then I can multiply 500 by 0.2. So this is minus 100. 0.2n must be greater than 101. So I can find out what the value of n is. So n could be like log base 1.2 of 101 which is 25.3. So it must be greater than 25.3. So I could therefore, let me just turn off my calculator. So I could say that the smallest value of n is like 26, because it must be greater than that. By the way, let me like check the sum of n for, I wrote the correct thing. So then this is a success. Then let's move on to question number 10. I think this is the last question. So by writing cot and tan, so that this can be written as sin x plus cot x. So first thing, cross multiply. And this is like sin x into 1 minus tan x. And then I have cos x into like 1 minus cot x. So if I divide, then I'm saying, I want to divide the whole thing by 1 minus tan x into 1 minus cot x. So okay, I open up the brackets. So this I can write as sin square x over cos x, and then plus cos x, and then I'm doing like what do I say? What is the magic word? Yeah, it's minus cos square x over sin x. The magic word was trigonometry. So this is 1. So minus cot x minus sin x, and then cot times tan is like just 1, and then since minus, so it's like the same thing now. And by the way, this is like cos. So see, this is like sine. So you can see sines over here, and then you can see a whole army of cos's over here. So basically these two can pair up so greatly that we could literally write these two as like sin x plus cos x on one side, and then on the other side we could have 2 minus sin x minus cos x. Cos of x on the whole thing, let me just fix that, cos of x, and the whole thing is divided by this 2 minus sin x minus cos x. So this cancels out with this, So we get sin x plus cos x. Cos of x is. Okay, then I shall report this as another success. Then let's move on to this one. So solve this equation. For this cot x, so 9 cos x over sin x plus 3 over sin x is equals to sin x over cos x. So if we multiply both sides by sin x and cos x, so this, the sin x cancels out, and then here this becomes cos square x, 9 cos square x. Then 3 divided by sin x, and then multiply by cos x, so plus 3 cos x is equals to, so multiply by sin and multiply by cos, so this becomes sin square x. Minus cos square x. So 9 cos is equal to minus cos square x. So 10 cos square x plus 3 cos x plus 3 cos x minus 1 equals 0. So we can say that u is equals to u is equals to cos x. So 10u square plus 3u minus 1 equals 0. So 10 plus 3 minus 1. So u equals 1 over 5, or u is equals to minus half. So cos of 1 over 5, and then cos of, so we have to solve from 0, so we can use Desmos, a handy partner. So it's just for here to help you guys out. So I could type, let's say, y is equals to cos theta, and then I could type y equals minus 1 over 5, or no, it's 1 over 2, that's a negative, and then y is equals to 1/5. So this is in degrees, so 0 to 360 degrees. So let me just data log all the points. Then this point, label it. Then this point, so we have 4 different points. You can log those in. So we can paste it over here. So x equals to 78.5 degrees. Then we have 120 degrees, 240 degrees, and then 281.5 degrees. So all like, so first and last to one decimal place, others to 3 significant figures. Do we have any more pictures? No. So thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.